morning hours, the power turned completely off for minutes before coming back, resulting in a loss of internet access for some time. Many students complained of lost work and missed deadlines as a result. Schools across Connecticut closed for a day or two, as did some roads as a result of fallen power lines, trees, and flooded streets. Connecticut is not the only place bearing the brunt of the recent storms. The East Coast was battered by the heavy storms and tornadoes Wednesday. 4 people died due to storm-related injuries in Virginia.
Good news for those of you who drive. Gas prices continue to fall in Connecticut, as last week the average price for a gallon of unleaded gas in our state was $1.88. Gas prices are the lowest that they've been in 7 years. The trend seems unlikely to stop anytime soon. However, some economists are concerned that it is ultimately unsustainable. The prices are apparently a result of a combination of increased American domestic oil production and a decreased export to the U.S. from the East. This caused the price of a barrel of oil to drop around 70% since June 2014, which means that many oil companies have already gone bankrupt. Previously, export-rich states such as Russia and Venezuela are facing economic turmoil. Economists are now asking the question, while it does benefit the lower-income Americans, is it as good for the global economy?
Mike Merlin, whose real name is Mike Whitehouse, has been program manager for Willimantic's Top 40 station for almost 12 years. In those 12 years, he has raised more than $10,000 for different charities in Connecticut, while simultaneously battling the lung cancer he was diagnosed with last August. Jerry Malhoit said he nominated Merlin as a hometown hero because he finds it inspiring that his boss still makes time for charity drives as he battles cancer. Make sure to support this DJ on I-98.3 as he continues to use his platform for good.
Connecticut legislators are looking into changing the legal age to buy and smoke tobacco. The new law would change the legal smoking age from 18 to 21. CT is not the only state to consider doing this. Hawaii, New York, and the town of San Francisco have all started to change their smoking age to 21. Supporters of the new law say that it's better for young adults to know the risk of cigarettes before buying them, while those who are against the possible new law believe that young adults already know the risks when buying them.
With SAT season in full bloom, Connecticut educators have announced that they have made major changes to their SATs. On all new SATs in Connecticut, the math section has reportedly gotten much harder, and one section has even removed calculators from student use. Students will now have to do multiplication, division, as well as graph and charts on their own. The reason for that change is so that students will know how to do the problems on their own without having to rely on a calculator.
And we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with Aaron Fitzsimons on a piece on Aaron Andrews.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
I dare you.
I dare you to change the world.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education.
I dare you to be somebody important.
Like be a teacher or a reality TV star.
I dare you to stand up here.
To call the shots.
To be a role model.
An inspiration. An innovator.
To be a teacher.
Think you can change my life?
Make me excited about science like you.
Have a career that really means something?
Then do it.
I dare you.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race.
Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Hey everyone, I'm Erin Fitzsimons for this week's editorial. I would like to discuss something in the news that I relate to on a personal level, and it actually makes me pretty upset. Erin Andrews, a well-known sportscaster who has worked for networks like ESPN and now Fox Sports, testified in court this past week for her $75 million civil lawsuit. The lawsuit is against a Nashville Marriott hotel in which the hotel allowed for Michael David Barrett, a stalker of Andrews, to request and stay in the room next to hers. Barrett was able to set up a camera through the peephole of her room in order to capture video of her naked and have it sold onto the internet. According to the Washington Post, Barrett was in a financial bind, and he testified that he'd have no trouble finding someone to willingly purchase the leaked footage. Andrews testified in court that if she had known Barrett was staying in the room next to hers, she would have called the authorities. Now, did you know that according to SecureLife.com, that nearly 76% of stalking victims are female? Also, that 25% stalk their victims using some form of technology. Now, I have never been a victim of stalking or have personally known someone who has been stalked, but being a woman that is looking into becoming a news reporter and working in the public eye, very much like Erin Andrews, has opened my eyes and raised my awareness about the severity of stalking and the steps I can take in order to protect myself. Unfortunately, what Andrews has been through can tragically never be erased, but I hope her trial will educate others on engaging awareness in order to protect themselves and other victims of stalking. That's it for this week's editorial. I'm Erin Fitzsimons for ETV News.
And we'll be right back after these quick messages. And coming up next on ETV News, we speak with performer Joy Ike and take a trip to Norwalk, Connecticut for the 30-hour famine event. All this and more when ETV News returns.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
As an American, it's hard to hear that we have a serious hunger issue in our country. And as a parent, it's even harder to hear that 1 in 5 of our kids struggles with hunger, especially when billions of pounds of good food are wasted every year. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide billions of meals to families in need right in your community. Visit feedingamerica.org to support Feeding America and your local food bank. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes twice a day. They have the time.
It'll be an exciting day for music majors on Friday, March 4th. Marlene Belena will bring her mastery of the cello to campus for a special presentation and master class. Belena belongs to the Charlotte Symphony Orchestra and has performed locally and internationally in New York, Canada, Doha, and Qatar, and many more. This event is taking place at the Fine Arts Building from 1 to 2 p.m. and will be followed by a faculty recital from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. Both the masterclass and recital are free and open to the public.
The Performing Arts Department is pleased to host a faculty recital with music faculty members Emily Riggs and David Belena on March 4th at 7:30 p.m. in the Fine Arts Instructional Center Concert Hall. While admission is free, donations at the door are welcome and will help fund merit scholarships for freshman music majors. Riggs, who sings soprano, and Belena, who plays the piano, will be joined by cellist Marlene Belena in a recital of music from the Romantic period. The performance will include Cesar Frank's Sonata in a Major for cello and piano, and songs by Schubert, Wolf, Mendelssohn, and Brahms.
On Wednesday, March 2nd, Lupe Marquez caught up with performer Joy Ike to catch the performance.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Lupe Marquez, and I'm reporting for ETV News, and we're standing in front of the Student Center Cafe, waiting for the music lounge to go on. Let's go check it out.
On March 2nd, Joy Ike took the cafe stage to perform. Her style varied from an acoustic sound to soulful hymns. She played a variety of original songs. We caught up with Ike to talk about her unique sound.
I mean, every artist has their influences, or, I don't think anyone is independent to the point where they're not influenced by what they hear. But I think a lot about, my upbringing. I listened to a lot of, African hymns as a kid. My parents immigrated here from Nigeria, and so I honestly don't think I realized it until even 3 or 4 years ago how much my upbringing influenced my songwriting and even my performance style, because while I play the piano, I always joke that I'm a drummer stuck in a piano player's body, because I'm always moving and stomping on stage.
Ike is also a part of Food for the Hungry, also known as FFA. This is an organization that is dedicated to going into rural countries and teaching villagers how to live on their own. Ike recently went to meet her sponsor child through FFA.
I've been working with Food for the Hungry for about 2 years now. FH is really unique because their primary goal is to empower people and to help them to understand how to do things for themselves so that they don't need the help of a third party coming from the outside in. So they're doing things like teaching agricultural education, how best to work with the crops and work with the kinds of foods that grow best in those climates.
Seems like everyone had a great time at Cab's Music Lounge. Thank you to Joy Ike for performing. I'm Lupe Marquez reporting for ETV News, and that was your Music Connection.
Thank you, Lupe. Always great to see young and exciting talent here at Eastern.
The Engaged Student Leader Series is a program for current student leaders who wish to further explore their own personal leadership and expand upon their current leadership skills and abilities. Sessions will consist of guest speakers, group projects, discussions around leadership models, and creative assignments that will challenge them to further discover themselves as leaders on campus and in the community. Topics for the fall include mentoring, cultural competence, networking, and public speaking. If you're interested in joining, come to the Student Center Room 219 from 3:30 to 5 on Thursday, March 10th.
Do you love video games and love fitness as well? Well, what better than enjoying a night of We Fit to get the best of both worlds with RA Michelle. Learn how you can improve your healthy lifestyle while having fun in Mead Hall on Monday, March 7th from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m.
ETV News reporter Andrew Fitzgerald was at St. Philip's Parish in Norwalk to participate in a 30-hour famine. Let's go see what it was like.
Hi Eastern, I'm Andrew Fitzgerald reporting for ETV News, and I'm at St. Philip Parish in my hometown Norwalk for a 30-hour famine, where over 200 high school students are fasting for 30 hours to raise awareness for world hunger. Let's go check it out.
When I say hunger, you say free! Hunger! Free! Hunger! Free!
World Vision's 30-hour famine, started by St. Philip Parish in 2004, had just 20 participants and now has increased to well over 200 teenagers for this past year. To ease the thought of being hungry, the teens take part in icebreakers, tribe games, community service projects, a huge group game, karaoke, and a beautiful prayer service. I spoke to former participant and current volunteer Mike Serace about the event.
The reason I keep coming back for the famine, the 30-hour famine, first and foremost is because I had a really good time when I was participating while I was in high school. The first year I was kind of hesitant about it, but I had a great experience. I had a good time, so I continued for my senior year of high school. And then, when it came time for college, just kind of seeing the whole program kind of grow from like 30 kids to like over 200 kids. You know, I felt like I was part of that, but not only part of this community, but part of something bigger, that we were kind of helping people globally.
If you would like to donate, visit the St. Philip Parish donation page on the 30 Hour Famine website. Well, another successful famine is in the books. This has been my 9th consecutive year participating, and honestly, it's changed my life. That's all from St. Philip Parish in Norwalk. I'm Andrew Fitzgerald reporting for ETV News.
Thank you, Andrew. It's good to see people supporting such a great cause.
Come join CAB's movie night in the Student Center Theater on Friday, March 4th at 8 p.m. The movie, Daddy's Home, is about, quote, stepdad Brad Whitaker is a radio host trying to get his stepchildren to love him and call him dad. But his plans turn upside down when the biological father, Dusty Mayron, returns. And
we're going to take another quick break, but we'll be right back with Zach Burnett and this week's sports update.
Look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Find fun activities to do, like boating and biking, or camping and hiking, plus much more. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Welcome back. I'm Zach Burnett with this week's sports update. The women's basketball team finished strong once again in the tournament for the second straight year as they went back-to-back, winning their second straight Little East Conference tournament, the first time in program history in a rematch of last year's championship game against UMass Boston. Once again, they finished this team off 64-56 in a tough game. Senior Jill Rytrowski was named tournament MVP as she led all players with 20 points. Aaron Brooks had 11 points, Julie DePoy had 9 points, 8 rebounds, and Jordan Appy had 16 points a year after coming off as last year's tournament MVP. What a way to go out for the seniors Aaron Brooks, Jill Rytrowski, Danielle Rodriguez, Victoria Full, and Megan Cardarelli as they begin NCAA tournament play tomorrow against Amherst at Rowan University in Glassboro, New Jersey. This is a regular season rematch back from December when Amherst went on to win here at Eastern 63-46. Good luck tomorrow night, ladies. In other news, Jill Rytrowski was named to the COSIDA Academic All-America team. This award makes Rytrowski the second student athlete in Eastern's history to be named to the College Sports Information Directors of America Division III Academic All-America women's basketball team. Last weekend, the men's fell short once again in the Little East Conference tournament as the number 1 seed to UMass Dartmouth in this year's semifinal, 60-55. This now marks 2 straight seasons in which they have lost in the semifinals as the number 1 seed. Last year, they went on to lose to Keene State, who ended up winning the tournament. This year, Keene State went on to win once again as back-to-back Little East Conference champions for the first time in program history. In the loss to UMass Dartmouth, Eastern had 3 players in double digits. Hugh Lindo finished with 21 rebounds and 10 points. As a team, they shot 28% from the field. With their loss, they didn't get on an NCAA tournament bid. However, the good news for the team, they had 4 players recognized for Little East Conference season-ending awards. Senior Trayshawn Preston became the first Eastern player in the 30-year history of the conference to be named to the All-Little East Conference team in all 4 years. Sophomore Tarchie Brown was also named to the first team All-Conference. Senior Kevin Lemaine was named to the All-Defensive team, and junior Hugh Lindo was named as a first-team All-Star and Defensive Player of the Year. The women's lacrosse season got underway last week, and currently they have started their season 1-2. Their last game came against Roger Williams yesterday, resulting in a 14-8 loss. Michelina Pinto led the way with 3 goals for the Warriors. Their next game is away at Worcester State this Saturday at 1 p.m. For the men, they started off their season strong with a 12-10 victory at Gordon College. Senior Blake Smeldone got the victory with 16 saves coming on 26 shots. He got help, though, from his teammates with 7 different players scoring, and 5 of them scoring 2 goals apiece. Their next game comes this Saturday at Oneonta State in Hempstead, New York at 7 p.m. Well, that's all I have this week, Eastern. I'm Zach Burnett with this week's Sports Update.
And that's it for this week's show. If you want to see more episodes, visit the ETV YouTube channel.
Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in next week. And remember, stay amazing, Eastern.